Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video we are taking a look at Nvidia stock, and let's take a look at the price action. We'll also take a look at AMD, SMCI, ARM, Broadcom, and Micron in this video. So all semiconductors, right? I'll also take you over some of the tools and we'll analyze the price action, and let's figure out what can we be expecting in these semiconductors going in tomorrow, and then definitely the next week we have Nvidia's earnings. But what I want to point your attention to is the short volume data that is coming on Nvidia and is quite a lot from last 3 consecutive days now. Now, before going into that, I also want to point your attention to my dividend investing channel. If you are interested to follow along in this public facing portfolio that I'm building, all the updates I share over here. I hold Nvidia, Tesla, Amazon, NASDAQ ETFs, financial ETFs, everything. And I'm building this portfolio and cycling in the dividends back into the portfolio and buying at the right places, building a balanced portfolio. If you're interested in all of that, please subscribe on this channel as well. Link to this channel is in the description of this video. That is Junior Trader Dividend Investing channel. All right, so coming back over here on Nvidia now, what are we seeing is that from last 3 days, 36, 37, and 35 short volume percent. Now, this is something I haven't seen ever before on Nvidia. Never even above 30%. Like, this is really eye-opening, right? Now, and this is where I was mentioning that if we want to squeeze these short sellers up, we need to squeeze them out and above. Price needs to go strong above this area of 130, but it's still being selling off, and 127 is the level. I told you that if we lose this one, bears will suddenly start to hold much more control and power. So yes, that's definitely the thing. Bears have more control and power now suddenly. However, at the same time, I do think this zone of 118 all the way to 120, again, we'll take a look at, again, we have to trade technicals and as per the levels, but before earnings, I still think we might stay above 118 to 122, this zone. And I don't think these amount of short sellers would just be happy with this much of move. So I still think there is a possibility, but I'm getting a feeling just looking at the price action that this is the zone where, which would be 118 all the way to 127 is where Nvidia may rest until earnings. It may go around here, and then we'll see if post earnings Nvidia really breaks to the downside or squeezes these short sellers out. But we'll talk about more over the weekend as well on that. So yes, short sellers are gaining control, and this is quite a huge control. We lost 127. That's a bit of a problem. Okay, so that's that. Now, on the overall structure on Nvidia, we are going through a pullback, and that you can see on my this structural day trading and swing trading indicator. So the structure that is showing me that is we are going through a pullback in the overall daily structure. Okay, so it's just though still technically a pullback in the overall structure on Nvidia. Nvidia has still a lot of room in this overall structure. Now remember, pullback doesn't mean just buy blindly, because as I'll show you through the other time frames, things will get clear. But yes, this is technically a pullback on Nvidia that we are going through on the daily interval. And let's take a look at now the levels to watch for tomorrow for intraday, because that's where the weakness is. So we are on the hourly interval. And so you can see today we did turn red, right? And we also eventually started to lose the cloud, and we pretty much lost the cloud. We are red on the cloud. And if I take you to the 5 minutes interval, you can see that we have been just below the red cloud, right? And the best way to, also what helps is that sometimes on the lower time frame, you can set the candle style to flow on this indicator, and you can see that everything has been just red today, right? Once we started to turn red after this pullback, it just stayed red and red and red and red and red There's only few minutes of just rebound came, not even a strong rebound, but most of it we've just been staying red today on Nvidia, right? And below the cloud, right? So it was a bearish play pretty much, right? If you need access to these tools, links are in the description below of this video. So let's talk about the levels to watch for intraday tomorrow. Now, intraday, I expect cool off may continue on Nvidia. And for that, the areas we are watching are, well, if any rebound comes, some strength, again, 125 and above. If Nvidia gets above that, some strength may continue, but 127 is now a top line level resistance with 20 and 50 hours moving average for tomorrow. So technically intraday, we did lose pivots, okay? And we may continue either sideways or lower, but I won't bet much money on the upside. If you are a rebound trader or whatnot, this is the level you are watching tomorrow, 125 area and above. That will give you some room to 20 and 50 and maybe 127. And then if we get above it, sure, things may again start to look good, but that would be it for tomorrow. And if we stay below this 125 and even like say, yeah, this zone, we might just rebound, and that's also a place where we might just continue to crack lower. So because we are going through the pullback in the overall structure and on the 1 hour interval and lower time frame, we are already seeing the weakness on Nvidia. I won't be surprised if tomorrow also we have a weaker day, and plus short sellers I'm showing you over there quite a lot, and also we are losing some levels here as well. So at least short sellers have started to move the scale in their direction. Okay, just keep that in mind. Overall structure hasn't changed though at the same time. All right, overall structure, this is still technically in the overall structure just a pullback. Okay, so that's Nvidia. Let's take a look at AMD now. AMD technically, guys, is just a pullback, but we losing this level 153 and 59 cents is where I do have to say that if we stay below this level now tomorrow, 153 and 73 cents, it's a weaker intraday play as well. So that's the level you're watching. If we can get above it, sure, some upside can be traded, but below this 153 and 50 cents area, it's just a downside play. Above this, some rebound is possible, but watch 20 and 50 very carefully. It might start to slow down there. So tomorrow could be a weaker day, all right? But yeah, it rests at these levels, 153 and 56 cents. Just remember, we are right now a little bit in the downward structure intraday, right? So cool off may be expected. That may continue. And if we break those levels to the upside, where we have the structural again intraday as well to the upside, then which you can take as 50 days moving average as well, then you can still expect some more upside tomorrow. But we'll see what happens. But yes, we have lost some pivots today across multiple stocks. So tomorrow intraday cool off can happen. It just has more probability. Unless we breaks the levels to the upside, then things may start to look better again. SMCI, okay. So SMCI, even so, yes, here's the thing. So it was looking like to me just how these pivots were forming above the level of 595, that more upside may continue, can continue. I was getting this feeling. And today's candle in the morning was also looking good. Now, right now, it's not looking good. This is still the deciding level, 595. If we can stay above it, get back into the blue box again, upside is possible. If we lose this level, 595, we will come down to 546 area zone. That's a possibility. That's the direction we are in, okay? ARM. And accordingly, you will have a stop loss regardless, right, on the other side of the structure. ARM is surprisingly still good. Even SMCI, they haven't changed the structure though. And here we go. So ARM technically is still in the pullback zone though, okay? It's not that it's bearish, it's not. Structure still looks fine, but yes, the weakness is there today. So let's go to the hourly interval. And on the hourly interval, we do have a constant sell-off over here, but at the same time, the bottom is holding. Yeah, at this point, this is pretty much becomes your flush zone, guys. 128 area. If we lose this, sure, 126 area with 200 hours moving average is a possibility. But for that, you gotta see this level lose, like 128 and 60 cents area. All right, that's something you are watching for ARM. And if tomorrow we can get above 131 and 30 cents, this thing will again look good. So yeah, that's that. Broadcom. Broadcom, quite a deep sell-off suddenly, right? It gapped up but selling off, but structure is still in higher highs, higher lows. Okay, structure is in still higher highs, higher lows. Intraday weakness may come, but overall structure right now hasn't changed, and we are just in the technically a pullback mode here. But this is on the daily time frame, right? Let's go to the, if you are intraday trader or you're looking for, again, it depends how much you are, willing to put your stop loss at and take partial profits in the extension. If you're doing a daily level trading or intraday level trading, lower level trading, it all comes down to that plan as well. Now on the lower time frame though, we do have weakness, and that weakness can also be seen here. We have lost the cloud. We have turned from green to red again after losing the cloud, which is compounding the problem. Okay. So yeah, so this is where it comes down to that. If tomorrow we stay below the cloud, or if I just give you simply the levels, then yeah, if any rebound comes, but if it fails at 20 and 50, it's just a weaker rebound. And yeah, we may continue lower, but remember this 161 and 32 cents. The next big move, well, we have 50 days moving average. If we lose this level 161 and 43 cents with 50 days moving average, then only I'm willing to trade until 156 and 44 cents. Otherwise, we haven't lost the pivot yet, guys. We are still holding the structure though. Yes, it's a sell-off, but we are still holding the structure overall though. Okay, so just be careful. Intraday cool off today, yes, it was that play. So if I take it to the 5 minutes interval, and that's where you have to use multiple levels for trading. And we did receive weakness today. Like we did open up quite high, but you can see eventually we did fail through everything. The green bars didn't quite stay green, right? We just had pullbacks that turned red, and it just stayed red thereafter, right? And if I just do the flow here, you can see in the flow there was some greens, but then just momentum just broke, and that was it, right? So at least for the day we were weaker. And but yeah, 50 days moving average is what you are watching, and we'll see what happens thereafter. All right, let's turn that off. Let's take a look at Micron. Okay, Micron doing a sell-off, and I think this may very well has lost today the structure. Let's see, at least for where it is right now. Yeah. Okay, Micron has at least a little bit showing us again weakness, even though I'm willing to give it 220 days moving average as well, but we do have a red candle come in. It's just not a pullback anymore. So we'll see, but for it to a little bit rebound or get up again, it has to get above 105 and 79 cents. That would be only the upside play for tomorrow, intraday at least. Otherwise, if we stay below, continue to stay below 105 and 71 cents, is just weak enough. But the only next weakness I would want to play below 220 days moving average both. In this zone, I would just avoid it in the downside, just avoid it, right? That's the better way. 100, I'm willing to give it this zone of, let's see if the price action holds here. All right, so but yeah, we'll have to watch the price action though at this zone. All right, guys, well, that's it for this video. And if you found it helpful, valuable, please hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next videos. Take care. Bye.